Okay, so this is going to be the last topic for this week. Okay, so I will introduce the concept, the ratio called return on assets. Okay, so return on assets is equal to net income divided by average total assets. So average means this is assets for, let's say, this year, and this is average. I don't know, assets for last year. Then you take the average. Why average? I explain later. Okay, but this is basically uh, overall measure of company's profitability. Okay, so again, this is a formula: net profit divided by assets, and this is how much profit you made from your assets. All right. So basically, excuse me, um, if you have a company, your profit basically comes from using your assets. All right. So let's say, for example, let's say, what's good example? Let's say you are the computer manufacturer. Okay, so your company makes the computer. Okay, so to make a computer, of course you need all kinds of factory. You need machines. You need all kinds of software. Okay, so you need assets. Okay, to manufacture, to make the computer. Then you sell to the customer. Okay, all right. So uh, your profit basically comes from assets. Okay, so this return on assets measures how much profit did you make using your assets. All right. uh, another popular measurement is called return on equity. Okay, so this time the denominator is equity instead of assets, or this one say ROA, but it should be ROE. Okay, so this is how well the company employed the owner's investment to earn income. Okay, so the net profit divided by average equity. Okay, so remember, equity is from the investment from the shareholder. Okay, so you want to know how much profit did you make actually from the invested capital. All right, so these are very popular measurement to measure the profitability of the company. Okay, so I will look at the real example this time. I will look at these companies. uh, Actually, they are not two Thai companies. They are not. Okay. So I have been using all the Thai companies throughout this semester, so I just changed my mind to try something different. Okay. So this is a website of CSX, actually for Cambodian Stock Exchange. Okay. If I look at here, here you go. So actually in Cambodia, there's 5 companies listed, public company. Okay, so they are small compared to other markets in the world. In Thailand, there are maybe 5 or 600 companies listed on the stock exchange, but in Cambodia, there are still 5. Okay, so I just picked this PAS and PPAP. Okay, uh, so I look at this company. Then PPAP is Phnom Penh Autonomous Ports. Okay, so it's a port. Okay, all right. Then financial summaries. Then basically, everywhere in the world, you can get the same information, like such as this one, financial statement. Actually, they don't have the figure for 2019. So the latest one is 2018. But the same thing. This is a balance sheet, and this is the income statement. Okay, so I just copy this. Copy this. Paste to my Excel. Okay, so this is PPAP, Phnom Penh Port, and the other one is Sin Agbil Port. Okay, so I compare 2 ports from Cambodia. Okay, so let's see. Okay. Okay. Okay, so this is what is it? No, PAP, right? Was it PAP? Hold on a second, I forgot the SAP. Sorry, PPAP and SAP. Sinok view. So it should be SAP. Okay. So first, I want to know return on assets. Okay. So return on assets for Phnom Penh port. Okay, is equal to net profit is net income here. Okay, divided by average of assets. Average for assets this year and average for the assets last year. I mean, not average, average of two. Okay, so when you take average, the concept is that this net income, does it come from assets for this year or assets for last year? Sometimes you can buy some assets during the year, so you don't know this. Actually, this net income, is it 50% from the assets bought this year, or is it come from all the assets from last year? So it's hard to tell. So you just, that's why you need to take the average of it. Okay. So if you take it, then you take this number. Okay, so I make it a percentage. How about SAP? Okay, so same thing. It's equal to should be net income divided by assets of this year, plus assets of last year divided. Then you take average. Then you get this number. Okay. Okay, how about ROE? ROE. Okay, so is equal to net income this year divided by, this time you take equity, all right? Not assets anymore, so it's equity. Equity is this number plus last year divided by 2. Okay, right? Why it's negative? Oh, so this should be not be the negative. Okay, all right. Then for the SAP, net income divided by equity this year and equity last year divided by 2. Okay, so these are the figure. So very small compared to the companies I know, like ROA is 1%, is like really small. Anyway, this is in Khmer, their currency. Okay, so what can you say from here? Okay, so interpretation is that if you look at ROA, PPAP, Phnom Penh is bigger than Sihanouk View. So that means they use, so I will say PPAP utilizes its assets more effectively than SAP to generate profit. You can say that because their ROA is higher. Okay, whereas if you look at the ROE, so ROE, what is it? It measures how much profit you make from the invested capital from the shareholder. Actually, SAP is higher. Okay, so you can say that SAP use their invested capital more efficiently than Phnom Penh. Okay, even though their difference is very small. Okay, so that's the interpretation. Okay, so naturally, higher the better. Both ROA and ROE, higher the better. But the measures a different thing. ROA measures how much profit you make from the assets, whereas ROE, it's more like from the point of view of the shareholder. Okay, because equity comes from the shareholder. Remember, right? So it's, from the standpoint of the shareholder, how much profit you make from the money I invest. All right. So that's what the measurement for these two companies. I mean two ratios. Okay. Okay. So the last assignment. So I want you to, I just compared these two companies, but you can choose, you can compare many companies. So I want you to choose 3 companies anywhere in the world. I chose the one from Cambodia, but you can choose anywhere in the world. Then do the same thing, and I want you to make the interpretation. All right. So I want you to make short comments. Okay. Remember, just doing the calculation doesn't mean anything. Okay. So I want you to know that what's the meaning of these numbers. All right. So that's the last assignment for this semester. All right. Good luck.